you've had quite the career, from the first Royal Rumble winner to the WWE Hall of Fame. Is there one thing that stands out that you wish you could have accomplished during your career?
Uh, not, one thing I would have liked to done is wrestle Hogan. I've never had the opportunity to wrestle against Hogan. We've been tag team partners together, but never actually been in a ring against him. Never being a champion. A lot of folks ask me about that. It doesn't really bother me. With my character, the whole deal was I don't care if I win the match, as long as I win the fight. So I got disqualified a lot. So not being world champion is not something that I really miss, but miss working with Hogan.
All right. You just enjoyed a huge success on the Legends House. If you could have chosen the 7 legends to live with, who would you have picked off the top of your head? Maybe anybody else you would have loved to have stayed with?
Yeah, I would have liked to have Jake the Snake. Jake was the head usher in my wedding 25 years ago. Jake and I were very close. We had a falling out, but we kind of patched things back up. Ted DiBiase, of course, who I've probably wrestled more than anybody in my career and taught me a lot about wrestling. And 2 guys that are gone, Dr. Death Steve Williams, who's one of my best friends in my life, and Terry Gordy. Surprisingly enough, though, I would never have mentioned Piper until after this last Legend House, because I didn't know Piper. And the first 2 days we got to this, you have to have a roommate. I haven't had a roommate since college. So now you're rooming with Piper. So the first 2 days we're like, how you doing, brother? We're just eyeballing each other.
Yeah.
But boom, then we hit it off and became best friends. So I would want Pipe back as my roommate.
All right, now speaking of Piper, you guys got along really great on the show. Do you still talk to him now that the show has been over? Do you guys still keep in contact?
Yeah, I actually do quite a bit. I just talked to him a couple days ago. He's on his way over to England. We also did the movie Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was me, Piper, Kurt Angle, Matt Hardy, Shane Douglas, a couple TNA girls, a couple Penthouse Pets.
All right.
And a lot of folks ask, how would you describe the movie? I said, the title pretty much covers it. Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
There you go.
It's not Gone with the Wind.
Awesome. All right. Tons of people have patriotic gimmicks over the years. Do you think yours was the best or the one that probably stood out most overall?
Well, I don't know if you'd say the best. I mean, a lot of guys have been carrying the flag, but I think one of the reasons for my success is that it's hard to stay current in any profession, but be doing my business for 35 years, been carrying the flag for over 30. I think one of the reasons for my longevity is people see it's sincere. It comes from my heart. It's my honor, my privilege to carry our flag out there. They put the flag on guys like Lex Luger. Just didn't work. Put the flag on Hogan. He's got so much stuff going. It didn't work. Sarge, of course, but he's the military guy. I don't think anybody's carried the flag as well as I have. It's something I'm proud of.
All right. How did you come up with your trademark hoe?
I always joke. I said, when I carried the 2x4 before I carried the hoe. So one time I got this huge splinter in my thumb, and I went, oh! No, actually, I was down in Mid-South, and I am interactive with the fans, and I just started yelling, and they started yelling back, and it just evolved into a trademark, surprisingly. And that's why I always talk to Flair. Flair, I'm going, woo! I'm like, Rick, are your trunks too tight? Woo! I don't get it.
Quick, can we hear it, though? Can we hear the classic? Can you give us the...
If you do it with me, guys, here we go, baby! Ho!
Perfect. All right, do you ever wish your career with the Atlanta Falcons would have taken off?
When I was younger, I did. Football was my life. I wasn't a wrestling fan growing up. I was just so involved in football. But looking back at it, it couldn't have worked out better for me. I got to fulfill my dream to be with the Atlanta Falcons in 1977. But then I made the move to wrestling in 79, and it's been a great career for me. I mean, that's one of the reasons I wrote my book, because it's been good. I've been with my wife 30 years. I've never had to go to rehab for booze or drugs. Never had a felony arrest. It's been a successful business for me, and I've really enjoyed it.
Okay. Can you estimate the number of 2x4s you have gone over, or you've had through your career?
Yeah.
Any number you can throw out?
I have not a clue, because I go through a lot of boards. I used to travel with Jake, so I'd always joke. I'd come into the arena, I said, can somebody find me a 2x4 and get him a 10-foot python? You'll find a 2x4 pretty much in any building in the world.
Awesome, all right. Who are some of your favorite wrestlers, pro or independent today? Anybody that you hear about or like watching now?
I like Dolph Ziggler. I always thought Dolph would be the marquee guy down the road. I could see him letting him go and bringing him back because he's got the look.
Mm.
You know, to be that marquee WWE guy. You know, he's got the blonde hair, the good body, the white teeth, handsome young guy. He kind of fits that bill. So I like Dolph Ziggler. And of course, the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, he's a throwback. He should be wrestling back with us in the 80s. I love the gimmick.
All right, awesome. You've wrestled just about everybody in the business. I know you already said Hogan, but you'd love to. Is there one person maybe you feel you had chemistry with back then?
Yeah, without question, DiBiase. Teddy, you know, was the second generation wrestler. And like I said, I grew up not watching wrestling. I didn't start watching until I was 25 years old. So Teddy tells the story the first time he tied up with me, he cussed at me and tagged out, you know, because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But he was very knowledgeable about wrestling, and I've wrestled Ted thousands of times all over the world, and he taught me an awful lot about wrestling.
All right. With the WWE Network, many new generations will get to see your career. What match would you want someone new to the business to watch to get the feel for Hacksaw? Is there one match that stands out you would want somebody to watch?
Well, I think my character kind of evolved to almost a more comical character in the WWE. My Mid-South stuff was a lot of blood and guts, chopping meat, you know, me and Buzz Sawyer in a dog collar match and stuff like that was pretty brutal, hardcore wrestling before hardcore was a term. And then I evolved where I had, I was the king of wrestling. I had the cape, the crown, the flag, the board, the thumb, the tongue, the hoe, and the crossed eyes. And Strongbow's like, you might want to be a little more serious in the ring. I'm like, and Bobby Heenan kept going to Vince. Vince, Duggan needs an eagle. You got to give him an eagle. I'm like, Vince or Bobby, shut up. You know, Vince will do it for a rib.
Awesome. And then you are a WWE legend. As you get older, how do you hope the fans remember you the most?
Well, I think it's just nice to be remembered, you know, at any profession. Of course, like I said, it's a very competitive business. So many folks don't realize how competitive it is. You know, I tell kids there's 1,500 NFL football players playing in the NFL this year. There's 120 WWE wrestlers. And everybody goes, well, you guys are all good friends, aren't you? I said, yeah, we all compete for the same money. We're real good friends. It's a very competitive business. So just to be remembered is good, but I think what I like to be remembered for is my patriotism. I think it comes from the heart.
All right, just one last question. We know that you guys had some heat with Tony Atlas on the show.
Yep.
Was there anybody during your whole career that you just didn't get along with? Was there somebody that you probably named that just, something like that you had on the show?
Yeah, Matt Bourne and I. Matt Bourne and I didn't get along. We had a couple of fist fights down in Louisiana, and I beat him up pretty good. He tried to take advantage of me in White Plains years ago. So Matt, where's Matt at now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead.